So now that we have it set up to where we have a firearm, procedurals are working, and all that kind of stuff, we want to start working on the offhand IK. So currently, the left hand is not positioned where we want it to be, nor is it performing the correct pose. So you can read more on this in the written documentations if you want more specific information. But again, we are going to be going through all of these as well at some point to really basically, again, just set them up from scratch. So we're going to do this one similarly. So to begin, what we want to use to move the left hand, which I call the off hand because it does support left and right hands, depending on if you want to be a left-handed or right-handed shooter, is adding the offhand IK component. So we can add that, and just like all the other components, you're going to have a basic initialized settings and the actual settings themselves. So here we're going to want to make some new ones. So to begin, we're going to go to our data assets procedural folder, create a new, hopefully I have this one actually added, offhand IK initialization settings, DA underscore offhand, let's call it IK init underscore tutorial underscore firearm. And in there, we have an offhand IK tag, which you can see we have firearm, forward grip, or handguard. And basically what this tag does is it allows the system behind the scenes to know which one to grab. So it's kind of like an order thing. So for example, if we have just a firearm, that's what we're going to grab. If we add a handguard to that firearm, we're going to grab the handguard. If we add a forward grip to that handguard, we're going to grab the forward grip. Then if we remove the forward grip, we're going to go back to the handguard. If we remove the handguard, we're going to go back to the firearm. So that's how it's headed to work. Next up is the offhand IK mesh name. So again, ours is skeletal mesh. So we want to make sure it is skeletal mesh and save. So next up, you can see we have left hand IK socket name, and we don't have to worry about the right hand. So we want to make a socket just like with the aim. So S underscore aim, but for the left hand IK. So let's go to our mesh, and on the root bone, add a new socket called S underscore left hand IK. And we're going to want to just move it just kind of in the general vicinity. So just here for now, and save. So let's go back to BP gun, offhand IK, and add those settings. So here's the one from the tutorial that we just made. And now we have the offhand IK settings data asset. So for now, we can just go ahead and select the M-Lock handguard and take a quick look, because all this really has in it is just a pose. And that's it. This is the pose we want to play on the left hand. It's nothing more. So let's go ahead and compile. Okay, I did notice this in 5.8. Every time I try to close a data asset, it throws an assertion for some reason. So compile and save using that again. So it'll just be the normal idle pose we're already using. And you can see there it is, but it's in the wrong spot. So one thing we can do is drag out that window, and you can move this around basically on the fly. So I'm going to move mine to another window just to make it easier and try to get it pretty close to where I want. So a little bit lower. And not quite so far in. And to me, that is good. All right, so there is our left hand positioned with the pose. So to show you what I'm referring to when I say the pose, if I change this to say, oh, actually, I've never actually tried it with the normal animation. I'm curious to see what it does. Oh yeah, so that's what happens. So if I change this to stubby vertical grip, or actually I'll just use vertical grip, you can see the pose on the left hand has changed to basically one of, well, holding a vertical grip. So that's what the pose does. Very simple. It's kind of self-explanatory in that one. I don't know what else to really say or add to it. But there we have our left-hand IK handled and set up. So that's really all I wanted to do for this video. I just wanted to go ahead and get that set up and corrected. So now we can, have the full procedurals at least up and going. So we don't have firearm collision yet, but because we added the firearm component, we can add that pretty quickly. And that's going to lead us into our muzzle component as well, because we are going to have to add a muzzle component and configure that in order to have firearm collision working, because it depends on the muzzle component to get the information of where is the actual muzzle. So just like with the offhand IK initialization, where we have that chain, the muzzle component works in the same way. So you have a firearm, you have a barrel, then you have a muzzle device. And actually, I think there's another one, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But it kind of works in that chain, or sorry, it starts barrel, muzzle device, then suppressor, I think. So it works down that same kind of chain. So you have a barrel, such as in this case, pretend the muzzle device doesn't exist, then you add a muzzle device to it. Well, now it's going to use the muzzle device. Then if you add a suppressor onto that muzzle device down here, it's going to use the suppressor. If you remove the suppressor, it'll use the muzzle device again. Remove the muzzle device, it'll use the barrel. So again, it works in that same way. But anyhow, the only thing I really wanted, I'll cover it in another video. I was going to say, let's enable replication, but we'll do that separately. So that's going to be all for this video. And I will see you in the next one where we start working on the muzzle so we can have firearm collision.